Okay, so a little disclaimer. This entire tutorial video is somewhat teeny tiny, or rather a little bit confusing. I went through all of this just to make this tutorial video about GMod, and I'm gonna have my past self, who actually made this, explain all that. Here's Tabby on video for the very first time on my channel, just chilling on my arms. I see you. I see you. Anyway, so that's pretty much what's going on. Yeah, so I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and hopefully this does explain everything about GMod for those who don't know it, for those who are familiar with it and has never played it. But one more thing to add on here: if you guys don't know what's really happening in the video, or rather the explanation that is kind of like so confusing about, please let me know in the comments, because I will get on with that and basically answer what question it was that you will ask me within the video of itself. So other than that, alright, Tabby, here you go. I'll see you guys later, and as always, stay fresh. Okay, so this video is going to be a little bit different because a lot of people within the GMod community were asking so many questions to so many GMod creators on how the hell you're supposed to get these add-ons through the videos of so many creators. And I wanted to basically kind of explain the best way as possible for this tutorial for those who really want to get into these add-ons and start using these add-ons for the hide and seek videos of the pill packs with the hide and seek round system and all that. And all that goes to and credit towards those creators who are the ones who have managed to make it possible. And there is a video example on how that works, especially there's a tutorial video on the hide and seek round system itself by a different creator who is also credited inside of the link in the description as well to the video. Oh, to those videos of the both, if that makes more sense. So what is GMod? To explain what GMod is, it was created by Garry Newitt, I think that's the name, I can't pronounce it. Sorry about that, but the name would be right here. And he created this game to kind of get the sandbox experience for those who want to experience without, you know, the campaigns within the Half-Life series, or the competitive stuff that's within TF2. And this is where this game was right in between or before Half-Life 2 and everything else started to come out for those types of games that's made by Valve, who are the main frame of Steam. So, the creator of Valve saw the game's potential, and they bought it off from the game of the guy of Garry Newitt. And Valve had the game ever since, and it became so popular back into the 2010s after its appearance within 2006. It made an all-time game out of the sandbox experiences. It's right up there with Minecraft, and yeah. Alright, with the basic knowledge of what GarrysMod is, aka GMod, what are add-ons and why they are different or similar to mods of Minecraft? Well, add-ons are essentially in the same way as Minecraft mods that everybody's starting to get used to, from big creators like Dan to the M that experience with the Lucky Blocks, or some smaller creators or semi-big creators like Whiffs or Henry or Shadow Apples that does the other custom-made mods that everybody keeps on seeing, and other creators. And what is different here with add-ons, you kind of do the similar exact way, but the difference here is like it's basically you get able to instantly download add-ons better than downloading a mod of what mod it is for Minecraft to run it on, like CurseForge or NeoForge or Modriff. Though that's the best way to explain that. And the best part of all I meant to say is it's super quick, it's super fast, it's super easy to do, and that's what add-ons are. And you can make your own player model, you can make your own NPC models, you can also do other type of shit that you can do that is so easy to do. But it's hard to do once you figure out to start off what add-on you want to make is the good question. But the only thing that is a good example on add-ons that may get people to recognize is the game modes of Prop Hunt, Hide and Seek, and even Murder Mystery. And let me tell you, those exact game modes that's from other platforms that everybody somewhat gets used to from those other platforms all come from here, Garry's Mod itself. And again, like I said, credit to those people who made those game mode add-ons possible to work with, and it's absolutely amazing to look at, and it's without a doubt the best thing to see. And now another thing that people keep on asking is, what are based add-ons? Based add-ons are add-ons that adds a little bit of a twist within the game, where some of the add-ons that you want to add wants to work with the base add-on itself. And the reason why it's not going to work without the base add-on is because it doesn't work normally as like the weapons of Half-Life 2 weapons, for example. And there's this one add-on that I use for the two base systems, Arc CW and Arc 9, is for the Call of Duty Black Ops add-ons of the weapons from the games that we all know, especially World at War included. And the way how it works is it works with the add-on of the base, and it works with it, and it brings the nostalgic out of anybody who remembers playing those games of Call of Duty. And let me tell you, the golden era is the best era of Call of Duty. I'm gonna say it right now, because right now Call of Duty is not what it used to be. I'm just putting it out there. So with that out of the way, now let's get into the tutorial on how you get able to find these add-ons. Okay guys, so now I'm on the main frame of my monitor here, the main frame that everybody gets used to all the time now. This is what you guys may end up seeing, which is, if you have Steam, this is a perfect time for you to, if for some reason you want to finally get GMod, or if you don't have the time in order to get GMod, it's okay. But in the later future case, whenever you do, make sure you follow this, and let's get started. So as you see here, this is, the main frame of, when you start to open up Steam. And then for those who already have Gmod, you go to the library and you go to the GMod game itself. And this is where it's the basic thing that everybody gets use all the time. If you go to here, workshop, in the community section, you will see a bunch of add-ons that people make that's very interesting. and you could choose what add-on it is based on what it is, including server content. Server content does count, and which that's the best thing to see. And even categories are there too, so you can see which one and you want to essentially try to get an add-on to be in your game, which is awesome to look at. And yeah, so in order to search up whatever add-on you think of that you want to think of, let's say for example if you want to get a map, and you want to choose a map that you think of that would be perfect for your own videos or something to mess around with, I would choose a mall. And there's a few add-ons you can see that you can use that is for videos. Now, as you can see, I already have these add-ons here, and we'll get to them soon on why these ones are very important, because it's like the beginner recommendation for maps to use. But that's how you're able to search up what add-on it is. Like if you think of like any character, let's say Yu-Gi-Oh, right? The show of itself. If I put Yu-Gi up in there, that's another showcase. Yu-Gi-Oh is also here, and it's very simple. It's very easy to search up, and it's awesome to see that it's all here. And now let's get on to the stuff that may be important to do. Okay, there's one more thing that I want to mention here. You could also search up add-ons within the game itself as well. So if you see the mainframe here, you have start new game, find multiplayer game, and then all this here, right? Including options. Options is also here too in this case. But if you go to add-ons and you open up the workshop here, it will show, without this in the way, it will show the add-ons that you want to add within the game, which is perfect to say the least. But that's how you're able to search them up. I know I'm on a low NPC, and I know this is going to take a while, but that's how you're able to search up add-ons just like that, essentially. But now let's get on to the main important part that needs to be said here. As you can see here, I already have add-ons already installed on my end, and this is for those who wanted to kind of get these add-ons that I have, to kind of give you guys the experience of these add-ons. And it's very simple. In order for those who already have add-ons that doesn't have the right materials of those add-ons to work, because remember, the base add-ons has to work with whatever add-on it is. A good example is the ArcCW. We'll get to it because this is very fucking important, and I already have a collections item way to do this. But in order to get rid of all your add-ons, or the add-ons that you don't need, unless you need and still have the add-ons to be added, this is what you can do. With the overlay pop-up where you can able to search up a workshop add-on, you could also, within the detailing of which add-on it is, it's also within the overlay, or here you can favorite the add-on by just removing it or adding it in, because if you go into the favorites, which obviously I'm not going to show it because there's some stuff that are questionable, but this is where you would see all your favorite add-ons that's already been saved. So for example, if I want to install, let's say if I want to install the hide and seek game mode of itself, right? It's uninstalled, it shows white. Green means if you already have it installed. If you want to reinstall it back in, even though it's still here, if you want to reinstall it, it's now installed again, and you can now you can able to use the add-on. Simple as that. But for the tutorial, I will end up removing all of my add-ons. So this is going to get wiped off, just like that. And as you can see, I have no add-ons installed. So for those who don't have add-ons, and for those who really want to get into the stuff that needs to be said here, this is where the important stuff will start to go in. Okay, this is very important. Alright, now this is where it gets very fucking interesting. So this is where I will import the link of my collection of add-ons that I collected in the link of this video, so that way it's there for you guys to copy off of. And this is very important. So as you can see with the overlay, I finally have the workshop tab open with the overlay while I'm in the game. But this is very important. You see this, right? In order for this to work, for those who wanted to add the add-ons in and find the ones that is very important within the overall thing, if you have this already copied, by any means, I don't know why this is happening. You're not able to get this. This makes no sense. What needs to be said here is this. You press Window V to check your this, right? And in order to add like any copied link you want to add, or any command or something like this, I always use the clipboard to save that. But right here is where you put this link in. This is the link to my base add-ons, the base system add-ons that I put up a collection of, where most of the add-ons that you see are connected with each other. And the best way to do so is press enter, and my own add-ons are here. So, or not my own add-ons, the add-ons of the collection is here. And also, I will also put this into favorites too, that way it's there for future references. But as you can see here, all the add-ons that I showed, that's been shown within screen earlier, is all here. And I would recommend to get all of the add-ons that's in here for you guys to kind of start off and get started with the journey that you want to do. But this is very important. I don't have to get all of this, since I already know how to get these add-ons again. But these add-ons are all the add-ons that I have collected for those who want to get experience out of all the add-ons that is used within each base system add-on. So a good example of it is the hide and seek ground system, which is the most important part because it's very reliable. I don't know where it is, but there's pieces of the timer here, as I see here, but it's right here. So if you want to get it first, and then the rest goes as goes. But since I already know how to get all of this, you guys don't need to worry about me doing this, where you leave like some add-ons that I put in here that is there for recommendations, you know. But this is how you get able to get my add-ons, or press this too. If you want to subscribe to all, you could do that, and you could unsubscribe from all. You could do that as well. And these are all the creators that I credit here that made these add-ons for the first place, for those who want to get experience out of it. And again, credit to all of these guys who made these add-ons possible, because without these add-ons, we would never see them play out. But without further ado, I'm going to skip on over to the next thing I wanted to talk about. Okay guys, so I managed to get all of my player models and the rest of the add-ons that I wanted back in, but the main frame here that needs to be talked about, if you go through like these categories of your subscribed, where you add the already existing add-ons, make sure you have all these add-ons that you see, that you selected, that you want, that needs to be up in there, especially this add-on, which is actually in the base system add-ons. This one for sure is going to get added in into the collection too, but for the most part, this is very fucking important. The reason why I'm saying this here right now is very fucking important, because if you go into a multiplayer game without this add-on, let me tell you, you will have some errors, because a lot of people have the tendency to figure out like why we don't have the same player models, or why we don't have the same maps and shit. And this really helps out and gets the job done, just to get the errors to go away, to where you can still able to see people's player models as you go into their own game. And this is very fucking important. So make sure you have this downloaded, and it has GMod holding the workshop little paper note right there, okay? Because this is actually important, because if you don't have this, you're cooked. And also the other add-ons that you need for the base models too, like this plasma core that he created for the pills pack and stuff, and the VMan IP, which actually does work with this. Okay, future Charles here on this section of the video. What my past self was saying during the time when I was myself during that time making this video for you guys to see on how this works, a whole entirety of what GMod works, right? There's this one part of the video that I forgot to mention, is this. If you go into the workshop and try to search up anything of an add-on, and if you say, let's say for example, if you go to hide and seek round system, you click on that as an example, or whatever what add-on it is. There's one thing I didn't mention very clearly of the original recording. If you scroll down, you see this required items. This item requires all of the following other items, I meant to say. And the reason why this is so fucking important, because if you subscribe to this add-on, it will ask you this: do you want to also subscribe to these other add-ons? I would recommend to do this, yes, because if you don't have these add-ons, this add-on in particular will not work. I mean it seriously, because a lot of people have the tendency to understand, like, well, why is my add-ons not working? Why is it not there? Why is the pill packs not work? Or the weapons, all that other shit, right? Make sure you check these off if you have another way to get these add-ons. But I also want to mention this too. It's also within my base system add-ons collection, so you don't have to worry about that. If you subscribe to all of what's in there, these will pick up, the collection of itself will pick this up, and this add-on as well, so that way you don't have to worry about it if you already did do it. But please, I would rather say this: do not get rid of these add-ons, because otherwise this add-on in particular, as an example, would not work. And all that other shit. But make sure you get those downloaded before the next step, because the next step here is very important too. It is now going into the game and check and see if these add-ons are gonna able to work. And not only that, the only way to also check on how many add-ons do you have, it's right here. Right here, as you can see, I have 93 downloaded. You can also change the sort, what it is, its name, size, update, date, or rather the subscription date when you add those add-ons in. Or you can select them all, just like this, or unselect them all. You can mess with this setting right here. But if you, like I said, if you want to get rid of all the add-ons of like the ones you don't have, with the ones I don't have that you guys have, make sure you do that, unless you have it saved within the favorites. Okay, just keep this in mind. Always check the star by unchecking it and then rechecking it, so that way you have these add-ons in the future whenever you have the opportunity to mess with these add-ons again. Simple as that. But now the next step is very important, because it works with this sliding mechanism that's in the effects of the quick slide. This is what is going to get changed here before getting into a game, which I forgot to mention, which is that, the quick slide. Why is that important? Well, this is important. So in the keybinds here, in the options, when you click on options, you do here. you go to keyboard, and these are all like the quintessential pieces that you need for the keybinds that you know about the game, right? So the only thing that you need to change from duck, which is crouch, from control, because it used to be control, to B. And the reason why you want to have it in B is for the quick slide of movement, which I will show using my phone, showing my keys, so that way you can able to properly see what's going on here. And yeah, so B, make sure you set it to B where you're about to like use shift in order to sprint. That's how you're able to know how to move quickly, and use that to basically slide. You can also crouch. That is the new key setting recommendation here. And also B will get replaced by G, because G doesn't have its own key bind for the zoom in. So make sure you have that set to G for the suit zoom, okay? That is a big form factor for the later case, okay? That's all I'm gonna say, because this is gonna mess people up when this happens. So in order to get this right away, in order to add a keybind, like I said, with B, with the dock mechanism for the quick slide, put B, and then press apply, and that way it saves your keybind. Simple as that. But it's also a workaround to understand how the keys work, okay? But for those who already got used to of the control, make sure you switch it to this keybind, and make sure B gets replaced with G for the zoom. That way it makes a little bit of sense, because F is right next to the flashlight mechanism to turn on the flashlight and turn it off. So that way it's there. And also, before getting into the maps that I'm going to the map that I'm going into as an example, you also can see that these game modes that is there is also present here. It's all present here, and you can switch them by any means. But also in the recommendation section here, I meant to say that was weird. There's the main game, and there's the Trouble in Terrace Town. These are like the preset ones, but these other modes that I got for you guys to enjoy, these are the ones that are custom made by people that made the add-ons of the game mode basically possible, you know. And now let's get into a map that I will go in. Okay, so this is very fucking important. So if you do see this screen, all you need to do is close this, because this is part of the hide and seek round system. And again, the link to the hide and seek round system tutorial from Spending Sky, who actually made a newer version of the video that I watched, is a lot more better and a lot more explanation to understand this system, okay? But once after you close that, now you're in the game. This map is used by so many folks that we all know and loved, and oh, I didn't mean to do that. This is where it gets really important. Like, I mean it dead ass serious. We're gonna be so explicitly, you know, talking about this, why this is important. So now it's the keybinds section that needs to be said here, that needs to be important. So first is WASD to move around. It's super simple. Shift is, you know, you could go fast, and press space. And now the reason why I switched to B for you guys to, well, the reason why I wanted you guys to switch the keybind of control to B is because the quick and slide. And that's how it works, okay? And the next keybind is interactions. So like, if I want to interact with the this elevator within this map, press E and you totally can. R is reload. So like, if you're messing with the weapons here and reload them, it's pretty much R. T doesn't do anything. Y is open up this, and then press escape to go out of it. U is pretty much team, if you want to be team with somebody. What else? And then the hotkey bars are the collection of weapons you go off with, or use the scroll wheel to mess around with the the weapons too. The next thing to know about as well is if you press down and hold down, well, if you hold down Q, you mess with this menu. This menu is where you can mess with a lot of stuff. So you can mess with like the weapons you added. So here, all of the weapons from the Call of Duty is all in here. You can see that I have the cars, the lightsabers from Star Wars. All that is here. But if you want to mess with these add-ons, let's say I mess with an M1911 pistol from the SMO selection, which is kind of also Call of Duty related. There you go. And as you can see, based on with the RCW weapon, it's working. Just like that. Like literally, just like that. Same thing with the Arc 9. So the Arc 9 also does this too. It does do exactly what it is. But like I said, these base system add-ons of these will not work if they are not installed for these weapons to work, I meant to say. Okay? Just remember that. I kind of twisted it around, but I think you guys may be able to get it. The next thing as well to know is about X. X is your proximity chat. And you do this, press yes, and you press and toggle the, there it is. You can see your name down towards the bottom right activated, means you're, you know, basically your voice is being captured within the game and people can hear you. It's pretty much proximity chat. And it's so useful in this game. But the downside of using it is if you hold it down for X, if you don't have the toggle voice chat on as an add-on, it is pain just to hold it down all the time. I mean it seriously. It's so fucking stupid. So with that, there you go. That really fixes up the issue. And if you toggle X again, it will go away, so nobody can hear you. Boom. Simple as that. Another thing here is the G button. This is the zoom in. This is not actually the actual button. The B is the actual button for it, but remember, B is now the quick slide, and G is the zoom in. Flashlight is the F. And now C is where you can open up this menu where you can mess with the props or move these around or add like stuff that you can mess around with the map that has these in there. But these open up this of the, if you hold down C for the player models and the car editor, I guess, but mostly it's the player models. And this is very important too. If you press that and you unhold C, because originally you hold down C and then choose the player model within the old original version of what it looks like, you have to use the RPG to just to kill yourself. That's the one thing to do originally, but with this add-on installed, the enhanced player model selector that's in the collection base, you don't have to do that, and you can choose what model you see. Okay, for example, I'm Kenny from South Park, but if I want to be as Johnny Joestar, I can just do that, apply to the model, and now I'm Johnny Joestar, as you can see from his hand. And if I, there you go, see, that's better. That's a much better example. You can see his hand in there, but yeah. But you can also see the difference of the quick slide too. You can see the body as well that has been changed. That way it makes it easier for the game overall, for, you know, for people who wants to change out the player model. But also the best way to get this quickly for this is super important, and I will show the commanding console section, or aka the console part of this, why this is actually important for those who wants to be interested of why this is actually important for the keybind for the quick player model selection, and it's also important too. Okay, so now I'm on my phone, so now I'm going to show you guys the one key that is used for the console, but also a reminder. As you can see here, this is what I mean based on the B button and why this is important. So here's the shift, this, and watch the screen. Watch. Do this, that, but watch. As I press B, it's this, and then you just crouch. Okay? So once I do that, and once as well as this, the shift button, and press W right here, watch. That's how you do it. It's super simple. I'm gonna show it like in a much better angle. Watch. So like this. Hold down shift, press W and B. And then you can press B right there. That way it makes it easier to crouch, because with the crouch button, it's so like you have to like do this, sprint, and then you crouch down here. It's so fucking annoying. So, and it's hurtful. So it's better just to have it like this and do that, so it makes it easier. And that's the best way to do it. Now, this button right here opens up this. That is right next to one tab and escape. This button right here opens up this. And I'll show you guys why this is actually very important. Okay, so going back to here, so this is very important. The first thing I want to do is press this, or put this in. I would say SV_cheats 1. That allows to do cheats on the server, on single player or any other server that is multiplayer. Okay, and this is where you need to add this in. Bind K, or originally it would be X, but instead of X it would be K. The reason why I chose this keybind is because it makes it easier, and it's further away from all of the keybinds. And this is the recommended one, but this time I'm gonna put this in for my keybind from now on, which is T. T is another one, and it is another great example. Okay, a little bit of glaring issue. So if you see that menu again, that's from the from minutes ago, you close that first, and now I'm in hide and seek, and I did a little glaring issue that while doing this, while you guys were trying to set up the keybind for the enhanced player model selector. This is a good example on how to use it in here. So right now I'm on hide and seek with the same map. I'm on a different part of the map, and this is what you gotta need to do in order to set this keybind into motion. Okay, so bind T, and I'm just trying to update this, but this is where you can able to select the keybind of your choice. I believe this might, oh wait, no, let me see. Well, let's see. I'm just checking everything because I don't know why. Let's see. Nope. See it anywhere. But it does work. I know for a fact it does work. I don't know why it's not doing it, which is weird. But I'm just seeing what's going on here. I think T doesn't actually work, but I'm just trying to see. Oh, I messed it up, the keybind. Duh. That's what's going on. My bad. My bad, y'all. But this is how you're supposed to do it. Don't spell it like that, by the way. So there. That should able to do it now, right? Yeah, there you go. So okay, so I switch it to T now. So T or K are the best options to switch out your player models like that whenever you're in a game. And also, this is also another importance too. No matter what player model you use, and this is gonna show onto the screen too. from the last few episodes of Gaming Revelations that I did with Alone, we have found out that we need supposed to have the same player model in order to work. So for example, his player model is this, right? And I have it on my side for him to use, and it works. However, for any other model that I use, does not appear on his own side, if that makes more sense. So like say Johnny just started again, he does see the player model, by the way, first of all, and second of all, apparently it would start T-posing. I'm not kidding. I'm literally not kidding on this one. So yeah, this is a little bit of a glaring issue. So that was my bad, and you're supposed to be doing it in a different game mode, so that way the keyboard actually works for a different game mode. Okay, don't do it in sandbox. Okay, don't do it in sandbox. Okay, that's the best way to do it. In order to switch up the mode, you do this here again. So you press escape, go to the mode, do this again, and then do it for the command console here, because that way it will work with the keybind selecting with what game you're in. Okay, and that's very, very, very important. Okay, so this is Future Charles here to kind of clarify this. So in order to unbind the key that you don't want to use anymore, that you found the best fitting key for the enhanced player model selector. So again, you go to the command console with the squiggly line key that's right next to 1, underneath the escape, and the bottom tab, or the bottom key is the tab, I meant to say. You put this code in and put 1 in order to activate it, and then from there, usually you bind the key of K to the player model underscore selector, or whatever key bind that you select that you don't want to use anymore. So it's now bind. I have K bind in, but in order to unbind it, all you need to do is put unbind and then the key of K. And then if I go back, I'm not pressing K anymore. My current key is T, just to open up the player model, enhanced player model selector. So that way, if I go in third person, third person like this, you can see your player model just like that. And then first person. Oh, whoops. That's not how you put it in. There we go. And boom, there you go. See, easy and simple. That's how you're able to do it. And now the rest of the tutorial video will continue. Okay, so now I'm back in the sandbox portion. Okay, that was weird. That I never done that before. Okay, so the only thing left you need to do, it's super easy, super quick too. It's super simple. Once you have everything all ready to go, you can now finally, do some normal stuff like making a video, right? And now you can able to do all these add-ons that I already recommend you guys to add to mess around, and you guys are able to mess with these videos of your own with your own creation of videos that you guys might end up making in the future. So this really helps out. Now, just to make sure, with the enhanced player model selector, it also does work into just the main game of Sandbox, but keep this in mind that it will not work while trying to replace the key command within this game, in the main frame of the game, okay? Sandbox, right? It won't do that. As for other modes, like hide and seek, for example, or prop hunt, or even murder mystery, you gotta make sure that setting with this works, because if you don't, it's not gonna go well. I'm telling you, it's not gonna go well. It's not gonna go as planned, and that's what everybody might get confused at that point. But if you guys need any questions, comments is the best thing I can do. But for other people that has watched this video that's from me, from my own side of stuff that I always do all the time, they will ask me and I'll instantly give them the right way on how to get the keybind to go. But yeah, so with that being said, the only thing you need to do left, which is actually the easiest thing to do, if you want to mess with this is fun, and there's reasons. If you want to do a tracking camera, you could do that. And in the whole cute section of it, that's on this side here, where you can just select this and select this, right? Under camera, you could keybind this to toggle the camera, and you can press any key you want. So if you want to press any key, you press J, and would you look at that? How cool is that? But you could also do a tracking camera too. So if I go back to this again, you could do that. you can instantly do that like this, and I love it so much. But the best part of all that I noticed, you can right click and move the camera around, and that's really awesome to do. So you can see like what the hell is going on within the map, which is insane, which is actually insane. And in order to get out of it, I think it's I don't know, press, I think you hold down E. Yeah, so this, right click, drive, hold down E, and then boom, you're out of it. Unless it's not E, or holding down E, it could be toggle E. I think it's toggle E. There we go. Toggle E, and then you can able to do it. So there you go. So that's it, you guys. I think that's it for this video that I always wanted to kind of make, because this really helps out anybody who wants to be in GMod and wants to mess around with the add-ons that I placed in to the collections. Also, I will put out the example video for the hide and seek round system that Garry has made that I found when I come across his channel, and let me tell you, it's fucking funny as hell. And I will also link to Spendy's guy's hide and seek round system hide and seek round system tutorial, the new one, not the old one, but the new one that he made, as well as this tutorial thing for the enhanced player model selector, because that really tells it a lot better when it comes down to quick change your player model. Okay, that's the best one thing to do. Okay, other than that, that is it for this video, and I hope you guys enjoy as much as I do, and I will see you all next time.